Right then, so in this game I play Kog'Maw with Nunu support. This is a ranked team 5v5 playing with my team Oranges and K. For our team we have currently Kog'Maw, Nunu bot lane versus Ashe and Janna. We have Cho'Gath top versus a Jax, Zyra versus a Gragas, and they have an Alistar jungle while we have a Shyvana jungle. So, for this game I'll be primarily viewing what happens to me. I will be commenting slightly on possibly what happens in other lanes. Haven't decided yet. We'll see what comes out of the other fights. Mostly talking about Kog'Maw, his weaknesses, his strengths, what I build on him, why I build like that, and what problems he has in the lane, because he's a tough AD carry to play these days. Bot lane can be a bit too harsh on him these days. So we'll see how this goes, and we will begin. So it being ranked 5v5, we having Shyvana, we decide let's invade because it makes sense. Hang on, let's change this. There we go. Right. So I'm gonna move these around because it makes more sense. There we go. So we invade. We take their red and their wraiths. Unknowing to us, they took our blue. We're fine with this. Nunu comes down warding mid lane on his way. So I start farming. Basic stuff, you know. I start boots 3 pots like you do, because you need to. Now, Nunu is a great support for Kog'Maw because of the Blood Boil. Blood Boil, if anyone didn't know, gives himself and his target attack speed and move speed, which, because of Kog'Maw's W doing percentage damage on hit, it has huge impact on his play, having attack speed. The move speed is incredibly handy as well, because it lets him stay on a target. Also, Nunu's snowballed his E, I believe it is an attack speed and move speed debuff on his opponent target. So Nunu Kog'Maw is incredibly strong because you can nerf their attack speed while making your AD stronger. Nunu also is quite good because he can sustain in the lane as a support. He can't bring his AD into sustain, which is fine, but we'll live. Now I ran cleanse this game due to the amount of stuns and CC they had. So they had an Ashe arrow. I was like, yeah, probably cleanse. Jax stun, Janna slow, the attack speed debuff from Gragas, and I just thought cleanse was probably best over having heal, because I reckoned that Ashe would be running Ignite, but for some odd reason she ran heal, which is fine. I ran cleanse, so maybe in an outstretched fight she wins. It depends if I use my cleanse properly. So anyway, we're level 6 now. My plan was to basically farm, because as Kog'Maw I'm naturally stronger than Ashe late game due to W and my ulti. If anyone didn't know, the ulti is a long-ranged AoE sort of bomb, which I'll fire out. Costs me a bit of mana, and I can sort of spam it. It has next to no cooldown, and it does relatively good damage. The E on Kog'Maw is an AoE line slow, pretty effective against. It stops people from chasing you effectively, and then the Q has a passive on it which increases my attack speed naturally, and the activate is on target, deals damage and reduces the target's armor and magic resist, I believe. So the aim was to basically supercharge me this game and make me effective, which is pretty much what happened. We have some interesting fights. I basically focus on farming. we have some pretty bad invades from what I remember this game, but we do muck up their Alistar, even though he gets fed, which is really irritating, but he doesn't gank me, which is good, because if he's not ganking me, then I'm not going to be effective. And in this fight goes badly. Yeah. I cleanse an Ash Arrow, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of painful for me, and we get dived, I believe we lose this tower as well, which is kind of irritating, but anyway, so I rush Zeal. Normally I would rush an IE, but because I'm with Nunu, it makes more sense to increase my attack speed more, and then go with the Vamp Scepter for lifesteal, so I can sustain in the lane due to not having a support with a heal. So, we have some little engagers. I get a double kill here, and I'm like, yep, that sets me up really, really well. Even though we lost the tower, we're winning the lanes. The only person that's doing bad is our jungle, but our jungle's doing well in the fact that he's screwing Alistar's ganks over. So, I push this tower a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, so I can't really stay here. So I go off and I take golems for some extra gold. I'm happy at the moment because I'm sort of ahead of Ash. Currently, I'm behind by 400 gold till I get another kill, and then now I'm still behind by a little bit, not a huge amount. I have red buff now. Ash just bought an IE, which could be awkward for me. We catch Janna, I get another kill. Then we have a dragon fight. Nope, they get the dragon. So we're like, kind of awkward. But they go, some of them go the wrong way, and we poke at them a little bit. They back off. We're like, okay, so we lost dragon, and I take golems quickly because I need the money, basically. Because like I said, Kog'Maw's all about farming, really. Because even though I'm theoretically doing better than Ash in the kill side, I'm actually behind due to towers and farm. Because she's about 30 farm ahead of me, which is quite a lot at this point. But this is because I lost my tower early, and I had a really hard time in lane. I missed quite a bit of farm in every wave, which hurts Kog'Maw quite badly. But anyway, so I go into mid lane. No, I take wolves. So, and then we're like, okay, so we kind of need to win another fight. We catch a few of them. Our Cho'Gath, who's fed at this point, is doing really, really well. We like our Cho'Gath this game. We're really pleased with them. We catch a few of them. We kill a couple. We catch Ash. Kill her, I think. Here we go. Yep. Should do. Yep. Boom. So, I got that kill due to my ult. Any other AD carry, I wouldn't have been able to get that kill. And then we're like, okay, so we're feeling happy with that. We killed 2, we lost 2. It's sort of even for us then. Okay. But we're happy with it because I'm getting kills, which is important. I come up top to farm some more because it was pushing towards us and we wanted it to be pushing towards them because it forces them to do something about it. And then we're like, okay, so Ash was about bottom, so we decided that we'd go for Baron. They come in an Ash Arrow, I dodge it, luckily, and Showline takes it through. And then we win this fight. Because, clearly, because they have to back off quite significantly here. And then we're like, okay, so we won that fight, so we push a little bit. And then we take the tower, we back off, take dragon, because we need a dragon at this point. We honestly do. We need dragons, we need the money. So we take the dragon, I rush off to take red buff, because I'm at that strength now. I've nearly got my IE at this point, I believe. Let's check my gold. Yeah, 2,000, yeah, so a bit more gold and I can get my IE. So I kill those. I stop this push with the help of Shyvana. We then continue to push them back, take the farm. And then we're like, okay, so we're doing well. We've got wards in most places, which is good for us. We need the wards. And then I back off and I buy my IE. So, me and Ash both have exactly the same build at this point. I've got more kills though and more assists. Farm wise though, she's ahead of me by about 60, which is incredibly painful. So she's actually still sort of ahead of me due to farm. And then you've got to take into account her E, Hawk Shot giving her extra gold if she was leveling it. So she's quite far ahead of me in money, which is kind of awkward. We take Baron. We're like, cool, so we got Baron, so we push in for the fight, knowing that we've got the advantage. And then we kill Jax because he was hunting me down, and we're like, okay, so we continue to fight. I die to Ash, which is kind of irritating, but oh well. I blow up in the middle of them due to my passive. And then, so we lost 2, they lost 3. As the fight went, it was good for us. For some weird reason, the Gragas rampages into our Cho'Gath. Our Cho'Gath just decides to eat it for the lulz. Zyra goes off and takes the blue. And then I come back up in about now. There we go. So at this point I'm building my GA. Ash is building Last Whisper, I believe, at this point. She should be, to be honest. It kind of makes sense. And then I'm like, okay, so clearly I'm behind. Yeah, she's got Last Whisper now, which is awkward for us. And then continue to push. We have another fight. And then we're like, okay. And we catch. No, they kill our Cho'Gath, which is really irritating for us once again. And we're like, okay. So we back off a little bit, knowing that we just lost a fight. Partly due to our own stupidity, we fought under their tower, which was not good. We shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so I take red. And then, after taking red, we take dragon, which is good for us, because we needed the gold to catch up a bit more. We are actually ahead, but Ash is ahead of me, which is the major problem. I then farm a bit more, knowing that if I get the farm, I can get my GA. So I plan on backing, but then Cho'Gath stops them from pushing, which is fine. So I buy my GA, and I'm like, yeah, this is good for me. This is good. I need my GA. So I've got GA now. We're ready to fight again. And I go over. We prepare for another fight. We know that Baron's up shortly. It's up in the next minute or so. Cho'Gath goes off and farms a bit more, and I take a bit of it with my ult. And then we push this, knowing that Baron's up. We decide to push this because the vote means that some of them need to come along and stop this. But in the end, they try to push mid. Our Zyra stops them completely from pushing, and we just take a tower. And we're like, yeah, okay, so you're letting us have a packed tower for this. They come along and they stop us, and we're like, fine, okay, so we'll just back off. It's cool. And then for some reason they chase us down a little bit, so we back off. And then I go back again. No, maybe not. Oh no, Baron fight. So they decide to go for a Baron. Kind of weird for them to do this, but anyway. They focus Shyvana for no reason whatsoever. I get stunned, I cleanse, I back off, Jax gets eaten, we kill Ash, Gragas and Alistair hunt me down. I'm like, oh crap. Everyone's sort of nowhere near me, and I'm like, ugh, this is awkward for me. Gragas isn't still in that bush. He tries to hunt me down. He hits me with a barrel here due to E, I believe. And then I'm like, okay, so I need to keep my distance. And this mistake was mine. I didn't expect his range to be that high. I didn't know he could throw it from there, and he hit me with it. And I was like, oh, crap. Because if I hadn't died, we could have gotten Baron just then. But, oh well. So, Cho'Gath pushes some more, and then We'll speed it up so I can respawn. And then basic stuff. I respawn. I then go straight to red. I eat it up. Yum yum yum. Right, and then any second now. Here we go. Last fight. This should be the last fight of the game. Here we go. So I'll put it in really slow motion to watch. So we lose Gragas. I kill Gragas, and we lose Cho'Gath. Kind of irritating for us. We're fine. So Jax is there like trying to get away from me. I get an auto attack, and then I'm like triple kill. Yeah, come on, let's do this. So I keep ulting, shoot to blue buff, and cooldown reduction. I then hit Janna twice with the ult, and then Alistair gets hit by Shyvana E, and I hit her with one last ulti. Pentakill. Woot. I'm like, yes, I feel really happy. Pentakill 5v5 pre-made ranked. I'm like straight in there. I'm really happy with that. The first I wonder is if my Zyra dies to tower. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Seriously. And actually, I shouldn't swear that. Oh well. And I'm like, push. Push. And then we're like, good game, well played. They congratulate me on the penta. I'm like, I'm happy with that. It's not very often I get a penta. And we win the game. And it was GG. Well played, both teams.